Coming up, healthcare reform. Find out how the Republicans' decision to drop the bill will shape Trump's agenda. Straight ahead.
And metro prices are on the rise. How commuters will be affected by the fare increase. District Wire News starts right now. Good evening, I'm Kelly Vaughn.
And I'm Jordan Houston. The fate of Donald Trump's presidency may depend on his next move. The White House has been under fire after the president failed to repeal and replace Obamacare last week. Our Natalie Hutchison is live in the Flash studio with the Inside Scoop.
Thank you, Jordan. Yes, I spoke with the clinical director at the nonprofit Neighbors Consejos, who let me know there is a feeling of relief that the bill did not get passed and that most of their patients are actually coming seeking mental health help, which means that if they didn't get the funding they needed, if they wouldn't receive the medications that they needed, this is the type of illness that can not only affect them, but also their close and loved ones and family members.
To walk away from plans of a new health care reform, President Donald Trump called for an immediate meeting on Friday that left an impression that Obamacare wouldn't be repealed so quickly. The bill drafted earlier this month would have forced millions of Americans to pay more for health care, something nonprofits like Neighbors Consejos strive to provide support with.
There's a lot of fear, there's a lot of anxiety from our clients right now. The folks that we have with serious major depression or schizophrenia not getting their medication, it's just going to be really devastated to them personally, but also to the whole community as a whole.
Experts in government and policy are saying between the teeter-tottering in progress and turning against fellow Republicans, it's hard to say how long President Trump will last.
This is a setback. I can't think of a president this early on suffering a setback like this and just looking so incompetent. It sort of suggests they're just not ready to govern. And I've seen Republicans themselves say this. There's an incredible amount of uncertainty. There's a question about whether he can advance things through. And of course, this is a big part of the larger problem. It's not just this. This is an administration under siege.
Professor Chris Edelson also said this setback in healthcare is making people wonder, where does this leave the tax reform next on the White House agenda?
So the bill's failure to pass on Friday could impact the White House's future changes. One of the big ones planned is the new tax reform, which was supposed to be funded from the savings after repealing Obamacare, which did not happen. For District Wire News, I'm Natalie Hutchison.
On Thursday, President Trump released an outline for his 2018 budget. The president is proposing billions of dollars in spending cuts to most government agencies to afford increases in military and homeland security spending. The Environmental Protection Agency and State Department will suffer most from the cuts.
Senate investigators are questioning President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, after allegations of the president's ties to Russia. Earlier this month, the Senate decided to look into his unreported meetings with the Russian ambassador. The decision makes Kushner the closest person to the president to be investigated so far.
A federal judge in Virginia is ruling in favor of President Trump's travel ban. On Friday, Judge Anthony Tranga of the Eastern District Court in Alexandria ruled against a challenge by Muslim community leaders. The ruling came after the Council on American-Islamic Relations challenged the constitutionality of the ban. An appeal of the decision ruling will appear in a lower court in May.
Intense security, piles of garbage, and a lack of parking are annoying the neighbors of Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner. They say the Secret Service stares aggressively and talks loudly late at night. The residents of the Kalorama neighborhood also say trash is left on the curb for days, while limited parking is available. The Trumps are renting the house from a business that has ties to a Chilean billionaire.
Baltimore public schools are looking at a major budget increase. For weeks, state officials have been negotiating an agreement, and on Sunday, Governor Larry Hogan proposed adding $23 million to their funding. But state lawmakers aren't saying it's necessary because they've already increased school funding and plan to cut pension payments as a result.
On Thursday, the Metro approved fare increases and service cuts for both rail and bus. Metro General Manager Paul Wiedefield said that despite the changes, major underlying issues are still to be resolved. Our Zain Al-Maha Owais has more.
Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority Board will be raising fares for all rails and bus services in order to balance its budget. This decision was made on Thursday. This decision will affect riders who use the metro to get to work.
You know, as the fares go up, it'll be more I have to pay riding metro back and forth, you know, and it's not like I'm necessarily taking a raise in pay. I'm just paying out more to get back and forth. So it's just pretty much, it'll be cutting more into money, but we'll still be getting the same halfway service that we've been getting.
Metro train prices will go up by 10 cents during peak hours and 25 cents during off-peak hours. During rush hours, trains will run every 8 minutes instead of every 6 minutes. As for bus fares, the price will go up to at least $2. Alongside this, Metro is cutting its time back to 11:30 p.m. during the week, 1 a.m. on weekends, and 8 to 11 p.m. on Sunday. Many people use the Metro as their main source of transportation, but with the fares going high, people have given their opinions and their views about how they're going to use other transportation methods. Some riders and WAMTA board members fear that this could lead to less riders using Metro and buses.
I think it really depends upon how much it affects their individual budget. For me, I ride only a few stops per day, so it's not probably going to have that much of an effect.
This will take effect on July 1st. Zainal Maharways, District Wire News.
Well, for those looking for a Metro alternative, Uber is launching a new carpooling option for riders in Washington. The pilot program Uber Commute aims to match riders that are going in the same direction during rush hours to reduce traffic congestion. Riders can download the app and schedule rides as early as the night before their travel. Uber Commute will be available for Virginians that travel to downtown Washington.
Shoppers at the Reston Town Center in Virginia are filing complaints over a new parking fee. Restaurants in the area say the fee is affecting their business and not in a good way. Jordan Cannell has the full story.
Our Thai restaurant in Reston Town Center is down 20% in profit since the town center began charging shoppers for parking, according to the restaurant manager Nick Nimparo.
Our business and the whole town business has affected. You know, a lot of customers are disappointed because they have to pay in order to come to enjoy the Reston Town Center.
The property owners of Reston Town Center, Boston Properties, implemented the parking fees in early January. Jackson's Mighty Fine Food and Lucky Lounge, another restaurant impacted by the parking fees, filed a lawsuit against Boston Properties on Thursday, claiming the app used to charge customers is not working properly and is violating shoppers' and diners' rights.
Application that Boston Property provide is confusing a lot of customers too. So I have to individual guidelines to customer how to download the app, how to put a K card on everything. Sometimes it doesn't work.
Manager Nick Nimparo even had to place a sign in the window of Busara Thai telling people where to send their parking complaints.
That's why I put a sign. If you want to complain to the parking at RestonTownCenter.com. You know, I put in front of the restaurant. So let them, okay, whatever complain directly to the Boston Property. Because that's why they always complain at us. They thought we are start parking, pay parking. So, you know, the customer is quite not happy with that.
Boston Properties has not commented on the pending litigation, but the property owners did say the impact of paid parking has been far less than what business owners have claimed. Jordan Cannell, District Wire News.
A Prince George's County man will stand trial for a 2014 car accident that killed 5 people near D.C. Prosecutors say Kenneth Kelly was driving well above the speed limit when he hit into a car stopped at a red light in Oxon Hill, Maryland. The impact of the crash sent the stopped car into a utility pole where 4 passengers died. 1 passenger in Kelly's car died in the crash as well. Prosecutors say jury selection for the trial will begin today.
And a fire at a Tacoma Park apartment complex is now being investigated as arson related. Montgomery County fire officials are interviewing 1 person who was hospitalized after the fire. Their name has not yet been released. There were no other injuries at the Hillwood Manor apartments. The damages are estimated to be about $20,000.
Social media is buzzing over a new hashtag, MissingGirlsDC. This comes after a new program by the Metropolitan Police to increase awareness of missing children. Local nonprofits are playing their part in finding the missing girls. Amaya Turner has more on the story.
It's a quiet day in Southeast Washington where Metropolitan Police Department has said 14 girls have gone missing. The teens, both girls and boys, are mostly runaways. Sasha Bruce Youth Work is an organization catered to homeless and runaway teens.
We provide safe homes, life skills, and workforce opportunities for young people, primarily runaway and homeless youth.
Jim Beck says the increase of social media coverage is a great way to highlight the issue of runaway teens.
I mean, that's what we want because it raises awareness.
Metropolitan Police Department has kicked off a new initiative to increase the presence of missing teen profiles on their social media. This initiative has created a falsely led hysteria in the community about the increase of missing teens. If you see or know a missing teen, you can report them to your nearest fire station. Amaya Turner, Washington.
And lowering your salt intake might mean fewer trips to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
A United Airlines new leggings ban that sent online outrage soaring over the weekend is part of the company's dress code. This dress code doesn't appear to be friendly to women travelers.